I was on a flight, from Cape Town. I was stopping in Dubai, and I was messaging my friends back home. And I'm like, please, can you just find out, like, what is this? So I landed in Dubai and was like, I'm so sorry. There's a sex tape coming out of you in the morning. There's nothing you can do about it.
This episode is sponsored by RevitaLash Cosmetics, makers of the original cosmetic lash serum with a give-back mission. 20 years ago, Dr. Michael Brinkenhoff created a lash serum to help his wife Gail feel more confident and beautiful during her breast cancer journey. That heartfelt beginning has grown into a global beauty brand, trusted in over 70 countries, and donating more than 13 million to breast cancer initiatives with the same goal to inspire beauty and confidence of women everywhere. Welcome back to another episode of Everything Changed. Today I'm joined by Lacey Banghard. She's a former Page 3 model. She's been on Celebrity Big Brother, but now she lives a much quieter life out of the limelight. And Lacey's here today to tell us her story. Thank you so much for being here today. You've spoken before about having a difficult childhood. Can you tell me a little bit about growing up?
Yeah, so I think growing up, it's really difficult because I grew up like this way. So I didn't really know it was so weird because you don't really know how other people's households are. But one thing I've always found weird is how much people like really love and need their parents. Mm-hmm. And I've never understood that. I was just like, I don't really understand what the need for parents are.
Right, okay.
Obviously now I'm a mum, I'm understanding it, and it's obviously quite triggering for me as well. But I just feel like I grew up in a place. The more I guess, obviously it's been a lot of years, but I realised I'd kind of put it in a box and not accepted that part of me, which was really difficult because I'm now at 34 on Tuesday, and I'm having to like learn who I am now.
Mm-hmm. Did you move out at a young age then?
Yeah, so I moved out at 15.
Oh, wow.
And it just felt like looking back now, I'm like, my house wasn't full of any love. Like I was really kind of just left to my own devices. Mm-hmm. I was like the fourth kid. So it's like, I think they're kind of over it by the time I got there. And my dad had left and my mum just had loads of issues going on. So I moved out really young. And I say all the time, like, that's one of my biggest blessings is moving out at 15, because I have like this really strong connection to God that I've grown since I was really young, because I needed something to rely on outside. Yeah, and to guide me. Like I didn't have any adults around properly that, you know, like really cared and loved me. And I did have someone that took me in at 15, my best friend's mum, which I'm forever grateful for. But you know, like, it was your mum's friend, like you just moved in, you're kind of this awkward person that's like moved into their house and you're kind of infiltrating someone's family. So, but then the other part, like as much as I'm really positive, I love to see the positive part, I also think it's important for parents, I guess, to see like the negative part the effects have on their kids. And I think like I would then get into really toxic relationships with men because I thought like love was chaotic. Right. And being in that unsafe love made me feel safe. And I look back now, I'm like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking?
But you only really learn those things in hindsight, don't you?
Yeah, you obviously, and I'm like, obviously at 16, 17, 18, 20s, like you don't really see the long-term effects of like trauma and stuff, or even aware of it. So yeah, I'm just in these crazy relationships and really toxic dynamics.
We've all been there. Yeah.
And it was only since I went to ayahuasca and I was like, okay, wow.
Really?
Yeah, something really changed in me.
So going back to your childhood, did you have a relationship with your siblings when you moved out as well?
So my brother moved out when he was 11, so I was probably, I'm like 3.5 years younger than him. So he moved out young with my dad. My other brother moved out when he was 15, so I was about 11, 12. He's my older brother. So I didn't actually like spend much time with them. From about the age of 11, I was pretty much very alone. I realised like no one really ever spoke to me. Like,
so you didn't really have much guidance at all?
Nothing. Like, at all.
And so when you moved out at 15, how did you stand on your own 2 feet?
So I moved in with my friend's mum, and it was just before I was turning 16. I remember getting like my GCSE results with them and stuff. And I just really was like, okay, I'm going to get a job and study. Like that's what people say to do. So I tried to do my A-levels, but I I'm really intelligent, but I just didn't really like what the school was teaching me. I found it very boring.
Yeah.
I like researching other stuff like aliens and how the world works. So I tried to do that, didn't do it. I had 2 jobs. I mean, I was working every hour God sent. I remember just sitting on the wall, like, you know, when you like slide down a wall, and I'm exhausted, and I'm just like, there has to be more to life than this. Like, this can't be it.
That's a young age to be thinking that way as well.
Yeah, but I think like I'd gone through so much abuse in childhood that I was questioning life already at the age of like 12, 13. Like, it felt like hell to me. So I'm like at 13, I tried to take my own life. It was like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was a horrible experience growing up. Like, it just wasn't, I didn't understand why I would be on this planet. Why would God put me here to be tortured? Like, it didn't make sense to me.
That's really sad to hear, because teenage years can be difficult, but you really should be pretty carefree and not have serious worries.
Yeah, and I think like this was before social media. So like now I get social media is a lot harmful for kids' mental health. But mine was generally just like life was awful. Like it just didn't make sense to me at all why we would be here. And I used to say like, this is hell. I don't see life as hell now. I see it really beautiful and wonderful.
Good. How did you get into Page 3? Did your childhood shape you into, you know, choosing that job?
So I didn't choose Page 3. Page 3 chose me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this. How did you get into it?
So where I said to you about getting on the wall and being like, God, there has to be more to life. That's when I feel like I've wrote a book, like I'm a third of the way through. And I say in there that like only at your deepest, darkest moments is when I feel like you finally let God in. And it's not because God wants to torture you, it's because that's when you finally surrender. So I think I just felt so defeated. I was finally surrendered. So me and my friends were going on a girls' holiday to Ayia Napa, obviously like 18. And I obviously had to pay for everything myself and like get my first passport. And I really believe like intentions are so key. So I got my passport and I was like, I'm going to travel the world with you. Like, I'm this poor kid from a council estate with no family. Like, I didn't know how I was going to do that. Went on this trip, ended up getting pictures done of these random girls on this thing, and they worked with this guy. And I was obviously really scared. Like, oh my gosh, I'm half Indian. My family are going to think I'm so shameful and all this stuff. I did the pictures and they looked amazing. I felt so empowered.
And were they like bikini pictures?
Bikini and then topless, like halfway through. Like, if you want to take it off, you can. It was like, okay. So I did. So that was like my entering competition at Page 3. So this was July. By November, he's like, look, there's this competition, Page 3, you win $5,000. Obviously, I'm like, I need $5,000. So he just put me forward. I've never applied for it like he did for me. And I'm thankful to him so much. Derek, his name was. He actually changed my life massively.
So did you have like this confidence? I mean, I know that you didn't have a close relationship with your family, but did you feel beautiful growing up? You know?
No. Oh
and
my
pretty.
gosh, no.
Did people tell you that?
Yeah, people would tell me like I have to look in the mirror every day and be like, you are beautiful and you deserve to be here. Like, yeah, it's so weird because I just never, like only until recently, I could see the beauty. I mean, I explained it to people all the time that when you grow up in such a traumatic childhood, you feel so unloved and so you feel unlovable. You're like, if I'm not worthy of my mum and dad's love, like I'm not worthy of love. So I'm ugly because I can just see the ugliness in me. And it's all this pain and torture and trauma that I just wasn't ready or didn't know how to sit with. So when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see this beautiful person. Like I see her now and I'm like, oh my God, I love me. And
what did you think of when you looked at these photos? And everybody, you know, thinks you're beautiful.
It's weird. It just wouldn't digest.
Really?
It just wasn't like, I don't know. I didn't see what people saw. It was so weird. And it was only when I said to you, like, I got my pictures back. My friend gave me all my magazines in December. And I was blown away. And I was also really sad. I was like, look how stunning she was. She was a goddess. And she allowed people to treat her so badly. Would go, my friend like calls it roadkill. Like for the men we would go for, it's the roadkill. It's the funniest example. And sorry to the men, they're lovely people. I promise you. Like deep down they are. But yeah, I would go for like, I just didn't see it. So this whole time and I was like, Lacey, why did you think you were so like this ugly, horrible person? Like, look at what you looked like. And that was like the last, like in December, I was really grieving that, I think.
And so how did Page 3, you know, like shape you and shape your career? And what was it like being recognised?
So I didn't tell anyone that I was doing it from what I remember. Obviously, then I'm in a competition. So I'm just like naked on this paper and my whole family like, oh, what's going on? Luckily, like my uncles and my aunties were so supportive. It was really sweet.
Page 3, though, I think was iconic. A lot of amazing people have come from page 3.
I feel so proud now that I did that. And like, I'm so happy that that was part of my life. And if my child wanted to do that as well, if page 3 was around, it's different because people are like, oh, would you do OnlyFans? I was like, it's different.
I was going to ask if you have OnlyFans.
Really? I don't have OnlyFans. It's just totally different, like for me. And also, like, you just get older, and I think I've learned what sex really is and the body. But one thing, page 3 really made me confident in my body. I think as a woman, it's really hard to feel comfortable and confident in your body. And I think, and I say this to women all the time, if you haven't got body confidence, like really just stare at yourself in the mirror naked. Like maybe start with clothes, start taking clothes off and just end up like really standing naked and start to really accept what's there. Because I feel like that's what page 3 really did for me. But yeah, it changed my life. I like my first month, I earned 5 figures. I was 18 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I finally was like, I got this life. And I was like, wow. And then I ended up doing like loads of shoots and getting on front covers. It's amazing.
It must feel like a lifetime ago now.
Now it just blows my mind that I did that.
And so did that open your doors to Celebrity Big Brother?
Yes. And so I went for interviews for that.
Where I know when a lot of people do a show like that, they often say they're going in it to find themselves or prove something to the public. They want people to see who they really are. What was your reason?
I just wanted the money.
Really?
It was getting paid. I was like, cool, I'll take it. Like, I just didn't care. That's the thing. It was very hard to be in there because people were wanting to be famous or change their careers or whatever. And I was like, I have no game plan. I'm just here to get paid. Like, get me, because if I quit, I'd only get half. Right. So you got to see yourself through to get the money.
And how did you find it being isolated like that with a group of people?
I was 20 years old. Now when I look at it, I was far too young to be in that kind of situation. And like, I wasn't in the limelight. Like I was in with Rylan, Heidi and Spencer from The Hills.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
like
such
really famous people.
Yeah.
Obviously Rylan was just kind of getting started. But yeah, so like they were like these big personalities that I guess were kind of finding themselves or knew who they were. Like I was this 20-year-old kid who'd just come out of this really abusive situation, like put into these newspapers, not knowing who I was. It was very like, I'm glad I did it, I think. Like I'm glad of everything I did. Yeah. But maybe if like my child was 20, I'd be like, no.
And there's not all of the like well-being checks then that there are now.
Oh yeah, no. And afterwards it was really scary because that was the time when you know, when men were like throwing acid in women's faces. Like it's actually crazy when you think about things that have happened in like timelines. So men were like threatening to throw acid in my face because they found out like through Big Brother that I did page 3. So after that, for a year, I just went into like hiding.
Really?
I was actually in East London all the time. I was always in East London with my friends and they were in uni, so I'd stay in their uni houses.
So you kind of hid after Celebrity Big Brother. It wasn't a case of like your career catapulted and... No,
if anything, it did the opposite. I was like, I didn't want to.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I don't like attention anyway. I really struggle with that because again, I was like, if I get so much attention, people will see I'm really ugly inside. Like that's what I would, or that I always had this belief, which I'm still really working on now, that I'm this really bad person. Like it's really difficult for me to know I'm not a bad person. No matter how many of my friends like, you're amazing, I love you. Like I have really great people in my life, but deep down, because I felt so unloved as a child, I think I'm a bad person because I wasn't loved. So like if you didn't love me, like my own family, like who else is going to love me and why would they love me kind of thing. So it's a really like deep psychological thing that I'm still on that path.
I know that we all go through things, and especially as an adult, they always link things back to childhood trauma. So I guess every part of your life, when there's obstacles, it always actually, even if you're not aware of it, it does go back to things that have happened in your childhood. You make these decisions in your life because of everything stems back to there. Yeah.
Like you didn't know at like 4 or however old I was, making a commitment that I'm now going to be unlovable for the rest of my life. And I'm just going to get the guys that don't really love me and can't love me because they can't love themselves. Like you're a frequency, so you're attracting what frequency you're at.
I think now, as mothers and everyone being so aware of the trauma you can give your children, you really try and be like the best mum. We're way more educated now, aren't we? Like, you know, about those things. But so when did you have your daughter?
I was nearly 26. I had her and I was like you. I tried to be the perfect parent and it like exhausted me. I was like not failing, but I was drained.
Putting pressure on yourself.
So much pressure because I was like, I knew how kind of fucked up I was. I was like, I can't bring another soul into the world and let them have that experience. So I know I'm a really great mum and I'm really grateful because my childhood shaped me to be such a great mum and my child is so happy. And I often think like our childhoods are worlds apart. Like we live in this really gorgeous town. It's just so safe there. Like she lives in like a fake reality almost. I'm like, this isn't what the real world is like. But yeah, sometimes when I hear her speak, I'm like, wow, we're so different. And I'm grateful for that. But it brings up a lot in yourself, like how I wasn't treated or traumas that I have and ways I've learned of parenting that I've like have to not give to her, if that makes sense. Like losing my like obviously we all lose our shit, but there's like levels, do you know what I mean? Where, and I've really had to sit with them and relearn parenting. So I didn't really know healthy parenting at all. So it's been really difficult, but amazing because she's just my biggest mirror. I think she's the reason I went on this healing journey because before she came, before she came, I was earning loads of money. I built a business, living my dream life, traveling wherever I wanted, like just had the dream life. So as soon as she came, I was like, oh, I actually have issues. Oh, I have problems. Oh, I didn't know.
It really does highlight like everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it feels like the older she's getting, she's 8 now.
Yeah.
She's getting to like this attitude-y place where she's like trying to find who she is and like kind of distancing herself a bit from me. Not massively, but a little bit. And it's like triggering things in me that like when I was that age. So something that's really came up recently, it's just been her birthday. Like my dad leaving around that kind of age, I remember. And then he went on and had like another child. It's like that's triggered so much in me. So it's like, so hard. 'Cause you're like parenting a child consciously, but trying to parent yourself as well.
How did you cope being a mother? It's quite a young age, 26.
Yeah, it was. To be honest, I'm really fortunate because I've had a really great busy life before. And I felt like even now, I feel like I've done a lot of life. Yeah. When I look at bucket lists, I've done about 90% of them.
That's
so
amazing.
Like I've really lived a full life. I feel exhausted. Like I'm ready to retire. But yes, I didn't feel like I'd missed out anything at all. But I do think now, if I had a child now, I'd be a total different mum. And do you know what? I was up crying until 3:30 last week when that moon was happening. It was very intense. I was literally crying because I was like, I feel like right now or recently I haven't been the mum that I want to be or can be because I've been a solo mum for 3 years. So that's been a whole journey. I feel like when you're a solo mum, like you don't have the patience and the time to really sit with your child. Like you're cooking dinner, she needs something else is happening, there's a washing. So like actually there's not much time I consciously sit apart from like bedtime and waking up time because luckily we don't go to school, I homeschool.
Do you?
Yeah.
God, that's another whole podcast.
I know, there's so many layers. But I don't feel like I didn't really remember times I was consciously sitting and like giving her my full love. And I really was crying about that. And I thought, you know what, it's sad because for one, I might never have another child. So if I don't, I have to live with the fact that I was this kind of mum for this period of time and I'll never get that back. And for two, if I do have another child, I then have to live with, I was the mum I wanted to be to one because the circumstances were different. And I couldn't be that mum to my other one. So it was like this, I was crying till 3:30. I was really devastated about it.
Honestly, you shouldn't feel like that because you sound like an amazing mum. And you know, even making that sacrifice to homeschool, that time that you two have together, no, she's really lucky to have you. You should feel very proud of yourself, especially doing it on your own.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I can't even like explain how challenging it is. I can't imagine. Like parenting for everyone is really hard. We all know that. And it's just like adding the element of doing it alone is like,
yeah, no, I did 8 days in the holidays and I was like, I am ready to tap out. Yeah. But if you don't ever have that, it's just it is a lot doing everything.
Yeah. And plus she was really sick with eczema. Like that was so extreme. So she was up 5 times a night. It was like having a newborn and she was itching and bleeding and crying. That's why I had to pull her out of school because it was like impossible then to take her to school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I had to really focus. I was like, I'm not going to give her steroids. And I didn't even know anything, like TSW and all that stuff. I didn't know, because it's not like she had eczema her whole life. It just suddenly appeared and like took over her body. But in my soul, like I'm very good at feeling. Like moving out young is giving me this really good intuition. I was like, I just don't want to give her steroids. I don't know why, it just doesn't feel right. So doctor's like, you're crazy and whatever. And I just obsessively researched all her blood tests, her allergy tests. We got them done all privately. And I've studied it, for the past year. It's literally a year ago. Yeah. And now she's like really healed. It's amazing. She can sleep through the night. She's amazing. Happier. She started like dance class 4 times a week. She's starting a homeschooling club every Friday. It's like an acting, singing and textiles club. Aww. Yeah, it's so great. So her life's starting to get back, which is then starting to give me my life back. Cause
that must have been so stressful for you, because there is nothing worse than, something wrong with your child and not being able to fix it quickly.
That's the thing. And also, like, the doctors aren't like that. All they'll give you is steroids. There's no other option. Like, we went to dermatologists and there's no other option. So you're like alone trying to figure out, and then like trusting, like, am I making her worse? Am I actually making her better? Like, is this going to work? Like, there's so much fear. Yeah. And I'm glad, like, I know I've chose the right thing, but there was some points where I was just a nurse at one point, because I had to change her diet, change her foods, take so much out of the house. Like, there's so many layers to, like,
and research
conditions.
From my own illness, I know, just research is so time consuming and conflicting, and you don't know what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, because one thing will say one, the other says another. You're like, oh.
That is a lot.
Yeah, I used to be up till like 4 a.m. every day researching.
Really?
Yeah.
You are quite spiritual. So can we talk about when that period of your life when you were, were you depressed when you went to the Amazon and did the ayahuasca?
Yeah.
How did this come about?
I think I was so depressed I didn't know I was depressed, because I was always been depressed.
Right.
It was my personality.
But you had your daughter at this point.
Had a child, yeah. So it started in 2021. I started to get really bad anxiety attacks where I'd drop things and I'd freak out and I couldn't breathe, and it was horrible. So I really tried like therapies and loads of different modalities, and like nothing was hitting it. And it was really because of the tape that happened. That happened in 2017.
Okay, so in 2017, your phone was hacked.
Yeah.
And you had a sex tape released publicly.
Yeah. So it wasn't on my phone, it was on my iCloud.
Right.
And I didn't know, I'm not good at technology. So I didn't have the whole cloud thing yet, like understanding what it was. So it was on a cloud and I didn't know it was like existed, basically.
And how did you find out it was in the public?
I was I was living my best life flying around the world. I was in Cape Town and I was flying back. Like on my last day, like at the airport, I was seeing random pictures get sent to me, like really personal pictures. And I was like, these photoshopped. Like, how are these? Like, I didn't understand. Yeah. And then I was on a flight, from Cape Town. I was stopping in Dubai, and I was messaging my friends back home because I was scared to like go in Dubai. Like, can they see what I'm searching and stuff? So I'm messaging my friends, and I'm like, please, can you just find out like what is this? So my friend, I landed in Dubai and was like, I'm so sorry. There's a sex tape coming out of you in the morning. There's nothing you can do about it. So that was like, I just died. I'm flying back. The air hostess were amazing. So I was sitting with my brother and I couldn't tell my brother. So I'm at the back of this thingy, like, open the door. I want to jump out. Like, I just didn't want to be here. I was like, I can't do this. And because I knew then I was going to go home. I'd have to first tell my boyfriend that wasn't the guy in the tape before he woke up, because I knew by the time he woke up, everyone was going to be messaging his phone and he's going to know. And I wanted to be the first person to tell him. And then, I knew that also my brother was with me. So I just literally knew as soon as I landed and got to my house, it was about 8 a.m. that I knew by like 9, 10 a.m. everyone was going to know. It was going to be around everywhere.
And did it hit the papers or was it? Yeah.
People were like trying to reach out to me. But again, like I'm a very private person. So I was like, I just don't want to like put myself out there at all. And obviously it was like such a trauma that like I need to process this. And
so how did that invasion of privacy feel, and not being able to control it at all? I guess you can't stop it.
There's nothing you can do. And that was my second point. I wanted to die. Like at that point, it was like, I just don't want to be here.
Was there any legislation in place at that time? I know now if you did something like that, shared people's images, it's illegal. But at that time, was there any laws in place to protect you?
No, like I had a solicitor. I was paying a solicitor, I think, nearly 10 grand a month to keep taking it down, but people would upload it and upload it because people have downloaded it. So it was like a never-ending cycle. And I remember at the time, like, Khloe Kardashian had like an unedited picture that she was able to wipe off the whole internet. I'm like, how can she wipe off a whole internet? But I'm paying like thousands. It's obviously just like the world we live in.
Yeah.
And like, obviously that level of like power, but I couldn't get it down. And then sadly, a girl messaged me since the video that I did on A View from a Bridge. And she was like, I messaged the people Anon, like the anonymous people. She was like, they got it down for me. So I was thinking about messaging them next.
So is it
but
still
she did
circulating now?
Yeah.
My God.
She did it years ago that she was like the same time as me. So she messaged them then. They're a much bigger group now. So I might be like, please see my message and try help me.
My gosh.
Yeah.
So have you had to kind of surrender to the fact that that is there and just accept it? Have you accepted it?
Yeah, I really have. I think you just, that part, I think everything that happens in life, especially when it's really deep and traumatic, you have to really understand it's happening for a reason to serve you. And I know that sounds insane because that feels like, for years I kept telling myself that this is serving me, like this is serving me, and I couldn't find it until like a couple years ago. It took me a long time. But I knew there was a reason, and like you said, it taught me to really surrender to life, and that like not to let outside influences harm me anymore. Like no matter what is going out in my outdoor vision, like internally I can still love myself, know I'm whole, I'm a good person. That's really what this journey has had to teach me. And I'm still on that journey. I don't feel like I'm there 100%, as I've said, but
and letting go of what you can't control, because otherwise it would
all
just
I
drive
could control was like killing myself at that point, and that's the only thing I could control. And it was weird. I just don't know why I didn't, to be honest. I really, really wanted to.
And so that happening to you literally made you feel like you wanted to kill yourself.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and then that's when the anxiety and stuff started, because I obviously had this situation, and then I fell pregnant like 2-3 months later by accident. So it was like that plus becoming a mum. It was awful. Yeah. It was one of the worst times of my life, and actually like dealing with that. And then because I had the baby, I didn't have time to deal with the trauma. Yeah. I just had, and it was great, I guess. It gave me something to not have to think about. Yeah. But then in that sense, something else I've learned is that I didn't know what love was. So I thought love was like me giving up myself and giving it to my child. So even now I've had to learn only the last few months that loving her to the best of my ability is loving me first. Like I have to put my oxygen mask on first and then give her 100%.
Hers. You have to fill your cup. This is so important.
Yeah, but I've just been giving her all my oxygen and I've had to because she's been so sick. But I've been so depleted that I'm on a bit of a mission now that I'm like, right, I'm going to take people on a journey with me online, I think, to be like, I'm going to start refilling my cup.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, as a mum, like a solo mum, like start putting things in for myself. But that tape really was a cat. And do you know what I think God was trying to give me a spiritual awakening loads of times, because my life is crazy. Like I kept looking back at this point.
Events that happened,
I was like, God was trying to awaken me. But the problem with me is I'm such a fighter. Like there's no situation you could put me in that I could not get out of. Like I can handle everything and anything. So it's like I just never surrendered to the point where I was like, oh, like finding the positive. I'd always fight and fight and fight. So I think the tape was the one thing that was able to knock me. Well, even then I still was fighting. Then I had a baby. And I think actually going to ayahuasca and then the eczema journey has been the only two things.
Let's talk about going to the Amazon and the ayahuasca. So how did you find out about it? Were you scared? Tell us. I don't really know too much about it. So tell us what that experience was like for you and how it changed you.
So everyone says ayahuasca is something, and I think all plant medicines, they need to call you. So you'll feel a calling. So I felt this calling and I didn't know where it'd properly come from, but I remembered when I was pregnant, no one knew. I was probably like 8-9 weeks. I was at a wedding, and on this table, people were speaking about ayahuasca. I finally got like the memory of where I'd first heard it. So that whole time, I just knew I needed to do ayahuasca. Didn't know what it was. Didn't do any research. Every time I tried to like listen to a podcast, something would happen. So I just never knew anything about it. But I moved out. Me and my daughter's dad were kind of separating. So I moved to Harpenden by myself with my daughter because it was like a small town. I felt safe. 6 weeks later, my friend sent me an email, was like, this lady's doing an ayahuasca ceremony. But I had met her randomly at an event in November, but I'd been reading her emails for a few weeks. I think everything like links up. But she'd cut her hair really short, so I didn't know it was her.
Oh, right.
So I was like, oh, I follow this lady's email. She's amazing. She was like, that's me. I was like, no way. So I went and did mushrooms with her in January 1st. That was a really amazing experience. And then I moved house. Then, within in 6 weeks, I go into the Amazon. And so I just signed up, paid. I didn't even know anything. I was like, I just felt I needed to do this. And then I was on my way to the Amazon and I was terrified. I was crying the whole time. Like, what am I doing? And then, you just go into like the jungle with a bunch of people. Like, I knew the woman, luckily. Because I think one thing with stuff like this, like you have to feel
Trust
really
someone,
safe.
yeah.
Like you're going to take this crazy like drink that's going to take you out of your consciousness.
Is that what it does?
Yeah. So what I feel like it did for me is that it quiets my body and my mind enough for my real deep dark stuff to come out.
Okay.
It kind of opened me up, like shut down my body so my soul could kind of come out. And I say this to people, like I was a complete different person when I got back. I remember this one part where I was having so we did 4 ceremonies. So every other night you went and drank. It was like 7 till like, I don't know, till the morning. So basically like you stayed in this place till 7 a.m. and you drank, you slept, you rested, you come back up when like on your day. And I felt like I had this really uncomfortable part and the shamans were near me and they literally pulled something out of my head. Like, and I just dropped on this lady's arm and was like, thank you.
I can't imagine.
I
honestly, I am really scared of being out of control. Like I don't even really drink. I would be so scared to do that, but it sounds, incredible. And what you've said, how it's changed you. You have to be open to these things.
Yeah. I think that's the thing life's been trying to teach me now is that I realised it recently. One of my deepest wounds is that I tried to control everything to feel safe. And I didn't realise I was doing it even now. I've done all the stuff, but I'm still massively learning and finding these new layers of myself. And I realised I was just trying to control little parts. And I think the medicine does help. So I think people go to these experiences, I know I did, thinking, oh my God, my life's just going to change. It's a magic pill. And it wasn't. It opened me up. But then I had to go do the work afterwards, like find my controlling ways and try to stop it a little bit. And really what I've learned is that I think what life has been teaching me the whole time is to just really let go of controlling everything and just flow in God's time and trust God's plan. Like God has this big intelligence that's infinite. And all you're seeing is this really tiny bird's eye view. There's so like a whole lifetime that's planned for you and it's available to you. And I've realised it's like, what decision can I make now that chooses what my future is, if that makes sense? So, but it's learning to just surrender and let go and flow.
I think that's, it sounds like that's the biggest part of that is being brave enough to go, but then also surrendering. So when you came back, did it completely change, from being in that depressive state where you didn't care what happened to you to, did you come back feeling...
So funny enough, I come back so surprised at how different I was.
Really?
So the day I landed, the next day my daughter's dad broke up with me like officially. And then I found out he was like seeing someone else. And I'm usually the type of person that would probably like, I don't know, smash his car or cut up his clothes and set them on fire. And I was just like, okay. And he was like, you're taking this very well. I was like, I know. And I was so shocked. So I actually went round the corner to a talk. So I was like, I need to know the science, like what has happened to me. Like I'm so different. And what they said is that actually ayahuasca or DMT takes it makes your brain, like, I don't know if it's palleable, the word. Can't think of the word, but it's movable then. So like you were on a fixed depressed brain, they showed you a picture. Then it made it like Play-Doh, so it rebalanced my brain so I was no longer depressed.
Wow.
Yeah. So I really, my brain got like completely redone.
Do you feel like you would need to ever go back? Would you do it again? Or
I have gone back.
Oh, you have?
Not to the Amazon. I've done it in other places.
Oh, wow.
Twice in 2024. I didn't think I would for like 5 to 10 years because it was so...
Intense.
When I got back, like my whole life fell apart. Like I broke up my daughter's dad. I found out my business, like really bad things in my business had happened. I found out my best friend stole from me. Like, so like ayahuasca was like, okay, you're ready for, because the thing is, I think it's the intention you go in. And my intention was, I'm so unhappy, like I'm ready to do anything, like do whatever you need to do to like make me happy. I just want to be happy. So afterwards I kept being like, Lacey, you can't be a little bitch and moan. You asked for this, like you asked for your life to be ripped apart. You didn't care how. So now it's being ripped apart, like you got to be a freaking boss and like get on with it. So yeah, it was really hard.
Who, you just said, you know, you weren't happy. Who is Lacey today, and are you happy now?
Yeah, I'm so happy. I think who I am today, I'm still finding her. I'm still figuring out, like, what does she like?
Your Instagram name is Remembering I Am Her.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
So I did Ramadan last year.
Okay.
And I just got hit with so many downloads. Like, it was so amazing to take like a long period of time to fast. I think it's a really special time. And yeah, I just got Raya, so Remembering I Am Her, and that was like my business. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like it all just worked out, and it's my process of what I'm doing right now. I'm remembering. It was like becoming. I remember I had Becoming I Am and stuff like that, but it's like, I'm not becoming, like I am becoming her, but it's not. It's remembering, like she's already been here and done all of this stuff. She's like leaving me breadcrumbs to get to her. So yeah, I'm just remembering, like I am wholeness, I am love, like I'm a part of God, and I'm worthy and I'm deserving. I think so many women need to know that. So I don't know where I'm taking Remembering I Am Her, but it's something, it's a seed, and I can't wait to see where it does go.
If you were to speak to your younger self now, maybe your 15-year-old self, what would you say to her?
Oh, wow. Such a good question. I would say to her, like, how loved she is and how special she is, and that although the world doesn't make sense to her now, and although it feels like such a scary place, like you're really valuable and you have so much to give to this planet, and everything that's happened to you is for a reason. Like you're going to go and help and guide others. And just to know, like, you're so worthy of love and all the best things in the world, and don't settle for the bare minimum. Like you don't deserve that. Like you're a queen. You deserve everything. And I wish I knew that, because maybe I would have like went into like, I don't know. Every experience shapes you, and I don't hold regrets.
Yeah.
But wow, I could have probably had a much easier path if like I just loved myself.
Yeah, I think that's really important what you just said. Like you're so worthy of love, because if you didn't get it from your parents, I guess that does shape how you feel about yourself and love, and how you love and who shows you love and everything like that. But it sounds like you are on, you know, that path of discovery, and you know, having your daughter must have helped that a lot.
Oh yeah, so I said to my therapist, I started therapy again last week, and I was like, the only love I've ever felt that's like real is from my daughter. I said, but it doesn't like feel right because I made her, so she has to love me. And she was just like, it sounds like you don't love yourself. And I was like, whoa. And it just started to, like, the last week has been a huge journey of like, actually there are still parts of myself that I'm still ashamed of, that was young. Like I was really young and had this really, like, imagine like you were going to school from this really loving home. I was coming to school just getting beaten the crap out of, and then having to like put a smile on my face and pretend to be normal. So it was like really difficult to be in the world, I guess. Like I would segregate who I was, like what was happening to me and who I was. So yeah, I don't think there was that part of me is still not loved. Like I just still am ashamed of her, because she would feel so ashamed. Or like we were getting like evicted from our house, or sometimes we'd come home and like the kitchen locks had been changed, we'd been evicted. So it's like just things that were happening in my childhood that was so unsafe and wasn't stable, that like who would love me? Do you know what I mean? Like I've got all this torture and trauma. So yeah, something I've really had to sit with, them parts of me, and be like, Lacey, I love you, you're amazing, like crying and like giving myself hugs.
And you should be so proud of yourself and all of your achievements, you know, that you've achieved on your own, without that help, without anyone guiding you at 15.
It's only when I do podcasts like this and I sit and speak about it, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, seriously, you are.
Thank you.
You
obviously
really
on
are.
a daily basis, I don't feel like that, because obviously I'm just in the normal life.
Yeah.
But I'm really grateful. Like, I love my life now. I live a really great life. And like we say, no one was guiding me and no human was guiding me in sense, but like God was guiding me, and God has put different people in my path at different times who have given me so much, and I'm so grateful. Like, even like my first boyfriend's parents, I love them so much. They're amazing. Like, I still talk to them now. And like, they gave me a piece of love that I'd never experienced before. So like, people have really helped me along the way, and I'm so grateful.
It's really been amazing talking to you today. I've got one last question. If you wanted to tell the listeners, or for them to take one piece away from your journey, what would you like to share with them? What have you learned?
I think like for every single person to know that they are like so valuable. Like, I am not better than you, you're not better than me. Like, you've got different skills and I've got different skills. Like, everyone's skills are so valuable on this planet. Like, no person, even a homeless person, like no person is less valuable than us or less worthy. We all deserve an abundance of everything. Like, everything that you dream and desire is possible. And like, God, whatever path you go through, like, I'm not saying like it's not, I say this, I call it God just because it's what I've known, but whatever, there's something inside of you that like loves you unconditionally. And like, if you can find that and like learn to love yourself unconditionally and go do what you want to do, like what you're put on earth to do. I just really love everyone to know that.
I think that's really important. And just, anyone going through like a really hard time, you know, better days do come. And you just have to try and keep going.
Yeah, and I think you know that perfectly. Like, you feel like in a point when it's so bad, it's never going to end. And like, we're like the proof as well. Like, it does end. And I think when I am in hard times, I'm always like, Lacey, this will end, this will end, this. And it feels like it doesn't. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, it's over.
And there's new chapters. It's not linear. There's like your life. We've both said we've lived a million lives in a short amount of time. But it's forever changing, and sometimes it gets better, sometimes it gets worse. But thank you so much for coming on today and sharing everything with us.